Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 28 of my 31 must-hear bands of the 21st century. That's right, we're winding down. Just a couple days left here this month. Gone through 30, well, this is number 28. I'll be going through 31 of kind of like my favorite bands who are brand new bands starting in the year 2000, who have released albums post-2000. And hopefully you found some new bands here this month that you never heard before, that now you really dig a lot. Like I've said, there's a ton of other ones. I'm not going to get to everything, obviously, but I will do a separate episode on the last day of the month where I'll fire off a bunch of honorable mentions, as well as the veteran bands, the new bands made up of veterans that we all know quite well, who put together new bands post-2008. You know, there's a lot of those, too. I didn't want my whole list to be full of, guys that and gals we've heard from before. But I do want to give them special mention. So at the end, again, on that final episode, where I do the honorable mentions, I'm also going to give you those veteran bands, those new bands made up of veterans who also made quite an impact post the year 2000. So today, another really cool band, another band from Sweden. I know a couple of you made comments recently. It's like, wow, got a lot of Swedes in this particular list this month. That's right, and there's even more in my honorable mentions because, quite frankly, for me, over the last 20 years, the country that has been churning out the most bands that have really kind of made an impact on me has been Sweden. Easily. I mean, without a doubt. There's just some great stuff going on in Sweden, including this band. This band was formed in the year 2000. They released their first album in 2004. They've got 6 albums in total. Well, 5 albums. One of them's kind of like a solo album from the leader of the band. The band is called Witchcraft. All right, like I said, they've got 6 albums in total. I actually own 4 of them. I've got the debut self-titled Witchcraft album coming as we speak. And then there's the most recent album, which is called Black Metal, which is kind of like a acoustic solo album from Magnus Pelander, who is basically the leader of this band, the one constant all throughout their history. He's their singer and guitar player. They also have currently in the band, John Vegard Nace on guitar, Eirik Nace on guitar, Vegard Liverod on bass, and Anders Langset on drums. And they've had a ton of other people who have been in and out of the band over the years. So, again, 6 studio albums, quite a few singles and EPs and things like that. But, the main albums is kind of where it's at. And so the album Witchcraft came out in 2004 on Rise Above Records. They followed that up with Firewood in 2005, also on Rise Above Records. Then we got The Alchemist. Where's The Alchemist? Also on Rise Above Records. That was in 2007. Great album. These are all really, really good. Legend came out on Nuclear Blast in 2012. We've got Nucleus from 2016, also on Nuclear Blast. Might be my favorite. Hard to say. And then Black Metal, like I said, the all-acoustic album. It's not a black metal album. It's not why it's called that. I have no idea. That came out in 2020 on Nuclear Blast. So it's been like 2 years since we've heard a new Witchcraft album. But, really a full-on band effort. It's been 6 years since the Nucleus album. So what do these guys sound like? Well, I mean, they've got the singer, Magnus, who kind of sounds to me like a cross between Jim Morrison of The Doors and maybe a little bit of, oh God, I'm blanking on his name because I got the olds from The Cult. Jesus, what is his name? Yeah. See, when you do these shows really early in the morning, sometimes the brain doesn't always work as it should. Ian Astbury. Jesus. I can't believe I had to look that up. I'm a big Cult fan, for whatever reason. It happens, guys. It happens. But yeah, he's got that kind of like psychedelic, kind of mysterious vocal delivery, which totally fits the music here because the music is this mix of kind of like psychedelic occult doom, so to speak, right? So you got big riffs. Music's kind of dark. Some of the song titles and lyrics are of the occult nature, but it's not like, in your face, whatnot. And the music has a definite retro feel. It definitely sounds like it came from like the late 60s, early 70s. Originally, this band formed, they were kind of like a pentagram tribute band, right? And they just decided to start writing their own material, and here we are all these years later, and now they've become quite a force on the Swedish hard rock and metal scene. So really, really good. Again, if you were to pick any of these albums, God, they're all really great. I started listening to them with the first album, which I remember getting a digital copy of that, and then Firewood, really, really kind of struck home with me. But every album just kept getting better and better. I love the Nucleus album, and I think, Legend is absolutely terrific. The Alchemist is great. They're all really good. Go check out If Crimson Was Your Color. All right, that's a really good track from The Alchemist. Really good. The title track of The Alchemist is great. What could I recommend from here? Maelstrom is The Obsessed is a really good song. That's from the Nucleus album. It's cool. And what's really interesting is that the band also utilized some kind of cool, creepy keyboards on things. You'll hear some Hammond organ. I believe they drop in some Mellotron here and there, which is kind of cool. And flutes pop up every so often, right? Which lends this kind of like cool, like kind of folky, like kind of like Jethro Tull sort of thing. Really, really cool band. And I love his vocals. Because he's got this kind of like I said, this kind of like mysterious, anguished, really, vocal delivery, like a Jim Morrison, right? And it just really lends itself to these, kind of moody, heavy, doomy songs, and it's just makes for a fascinating combination, I think. And these guys have been one of my favorite bands from Sweden of the last 20 years, and there's a whole bunch of them. I've named a few of them already this month. There are a couple others that are not going to quite make the cut of 31 that you'll hear about in the honorable mentions list, but these guys definitely are on there, and they're near the top. They're probably a little, for those of you who really liked Graveyard. I know a lot of you who are new to Graveyard when I mentioned Graveyard a week or so ago and really dig Graveyard. These guys are in a similar vein because their sound is drawn from the same time period. But whereas I think Graveyard is a little more bluesy, these guys are a little more doomy. But like I said, they're coming from the same place. As far as like influence and things. So yeah, check Witchcraft out. Really, really good. Great vocals. Just gloomy, doomy stuff, but it just oozes like late 60s, early 70s. Totally does. And so like if you can imagine like Jim Morrison singing for Black Sabbath, all right, that's kind of what you get here, which I think is totally cool. So yeah, Witchcraft is my pick for today. 6 albums to their credit. Go check. I would say for a best first place to go, don't go with their latest black metal because it's not really representative of what they're all about. But I would say you could start, the first album, Witchcraft, is probably their doomiest. If you want something a little bit, got more of the psychedelic leaning into it, check out Nucleus, Legend, or The Alchemist. All right, those are the 3 most recent before the acoustic album. That's probably... I don't know. It's hard to say which is their best because Witchcraft and Firewood, their first 2 are fantastic as well. So check them out. Let us know what you think. If you're already a fan, please put some commentary below on how you feel about Witchcraft. If you're new to them, go listen to them. Come back, let us know what you think, and also your pick for day 28 here on our countdown of the 31 coolest bands, most must-hear bands of the 21st century. Stay tuned tomorrow for number 29 as we march to the end of the month. Thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please make sure you hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so and click on that notification bell. We also have the link below to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page where you can get all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility stuff. Also, if you haven't gotten your ticket yet to SOT Fall Fest, October 1st at the Chance in Poughkeepsie, New York, please do so, right? They're going fast. We've got a full day planned. In the afternoon is going to be we're going to recreate panels like we do here on the channel, live on stage. So you'll have a In the Prague Seat show, you'll have a Hudson Valley Square show, you'll have a Friday morning at the Funhouse, although it'll be Saturday afternoon at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff and myself. We've got Chris Caffrey from Trans-Siberian Orchestra and Sabotage doing a little Q&A with me in the audience. We've got Andy Powell from Wishbone Ash also doing the same thing with me in the audience. Then we've got Sonus Umbra featuring Louis Nasser and his bandmates playing some Prague for you. We've got Epic Tantrum from Syracuse, New York playing a set of Prague for you. We've got the legendary Pat Travers Band, we've got the legendary Vanilla Fudge, and we've got the legendary Nectar, all playing headline sets in the evening. So lots of fun. Most of the SOT personalities you see here each and every week will be on hand, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So please investigate that as well, and we hope to see you then. What do we got coming up here? We got Jefferson Starship album ranking with myself and Armando Venditti coming up just in a little bit, and then tomorrow we'll see you on the Hudson Valley Squares. So thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. Take care. Bye-bye.